In this episode of Old Dogs, New Tricks, I want to talk about something that's very old school, and that is the power of writing a thank you note. I know you might be thinking, really, this is the big AI tip of the week? I've been talking with a lot of people that have been looking for jobs, and first off, they're having trouble getting interviews. And then when they're getting interviews, they're having trouble getting a job. And I was thinking about it this morning, and I was thinking, like, how can these people differentiate themselves? And I came back with a very un-AI idea, though it does have a hook at the end, and I'll talk about how you can leverage AI to actually make this successful. I think what it really comes down to is in the interview process, you really want to think about how you can differentiate yourself. So everybody comes prepared with good questions. Everybody has a smile. Everybody does all the right things during a Zoom interview or in-person interview. Some people send an email, thank you. And I'm candidly surprised the number of people that I interview that don't. But I think that's still best practices. But how many people take the time to actually write a handwritten note? Very few. And the reality is, people get very little mail. So if you're struggling to get a job or just you want to get the best job you can, here's a hack I think everybody should do. As the interview is starting to wrap up, take the time to make sure you have the person's email address and then ask them for their mailing address. In a virtual world that many of us work in, we don't have necessarily an office address, so get their best mailing address. And then within hours, send them an email thank you, and that day do a handwritten thank you. Thank you cards cost $5, $10. It's very inexpensive, but you think about the power of what that does. Let's say our company, we sometimes get 1,000 resumes. Of those 1,000 resumes, we maybe interview 5 to 7 people. Of those 5 to 7 people, we'll select one candidate. Think about a way to differentiate yourself. If you've gotten from the 1,000 to the 7, you have something that we're interested in. Now you got to figure out how to differentiate yourself, because of the 1,000, a lot of people sound just like you. So the power of sending that email thank you so that somebody gets it instantaneously, but then a couple days later, getting a handwritten thank you, that's going to be impressive. I know it impresses me when people do that. And I know that the vast majority of people that are interviewing hardly get any thank you emails, never mind a handwritten thank you. This is going to put you at the top one or two candidates, guarantee. And if you want to take it another level, not only to send a handwritten thank you to the person you interviewed with, but send it to maybe if you didn't meet with the VP or the executive of the department, or even to the CEO of a company, and tell them how much you enjoyed talking with the person you interviewed, how excited you are about the opportunity. Doing this is massive and will absolutely get you more opportunities than you're currently getting at a minimum. Now, I know some people might think, how old school? Why are we talking about on an AI podcast the idea of handwritten notes? Again, there's an AI hook here. If you've never written a thank you and you don't know what to say, let's use Claude or ChatGPT. So easily help you to write that. But make sure you actually write a handwritten note and address it on the outside in a handwritten format. That's going to allow you to basically come through the junk mail that people still get. Let me know what you think. Does it work? Doesn't it work? I'm always open to suggestions, but I do think this, in a competitive landscape, a simple handwritten note that'll take you no more than 10 or 15 minutes to write, and maybe another 10 to 20 minutes to put it in a local mailbox, is definitely going to open up a lot more opportunities for you. Thanks a lot for listening to this episode of Old Dogs, New Tricks AI Edition. I hope you found it helpful. If there's anything you'd like to have me cover in the future, just let me know. Drop it down in the comments. Thanks a lot and have a great day.